let's go. Yeah.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
yeah, hey, look what I got. New whip with no top. Cooking up, no stove top. Ice cold, no snow drop. Big budget ass, big facts. Big money in the contract. Been running, no contact. New record with the new tracks. Yeah, they been sending me new plaques. I don't really need new plaques. Nah, big rock with the suplex. Yeah, new rock got a new flex. Yeah, I'm current, I'm a new trend. Now boys with the full scent. Yeah, like I said, no new friends. We don't really need new friends.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
All you ever wanna do is play. So let's play.
Yeah. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke,
yeah,
real mode.
we can hold the peace so we can wage war. But I'm gonna get what I came for. Real gang, that's a crew name. We all graduated to the 2-door. Sacred Global, that's an infrastructure. All y'all niggas like the Titanic. I'm the iceberg, talking no Zucker. On the front lines, but we don't panic. Shit getting messy, got nothing to rest. And I'm tired of niggas, they front they blessings. They want my suggestion, but don't want the fee. I'm just doing me, I don't answer their questions. All this flexing, got no one to see. All this aggression, I just want some peace. Not even sure that I like it in heaven. I guess when we get there, then we gon' see. I do not understand, I do not get what you do. You only got one, like what you act like you got two. Yo, we go bigger than what you are willing to do. I run with king, but you peasants, you run with the goons. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. Hey, y'all some jokers, y'all a bunch of clowns. You will not get a laugh out of me. You can talk, but you can't denounce. I live a different theology. Why I transfer to a new account? You just fucked over a prodigy. Posted up with a rented crown.
You are the king and apology.
You about to see a new side of me. I hope you know. We stand up and watch our enemy go. Empire fall, my legacy grows. I might just hop on this melody flow. All this vision, no clarity though. Y'all play a game that I bear in my soul. Ebony ivory, nobody knows. Business vasectomy, nothing can grow. Everyone promises more than they actually do. We don't deliver on anything other than truth. Your ego bigger than what you are willing to do. I run with kings, but you peasants, you run with the goons. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Rilla mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode.
Stay woke, Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode. You really have people fooled out here, don't you? When are you peasants gonna learn that you can't pretend to be a king? It ends today.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, and then I see the look in your eyes.
Turn around, bite eyes. Every now and then I fall apart.
And I need you now tonight, and I need you more than ever.
Swole, Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Well, what's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and yo-hos? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2. Flexing on all you beaches. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Hit the like button, subscribe. We're live on Rumble and YouTube. And of course, you can catch the replay over on Apple Podcast and Spotify. 3542. And yes, maybe you've noticed, we got some new merch and we got the Quality Lifting Center, 1-800-GTTFG. That's great advice. Head on over to papaswolio.com and pick up some awesome merch, brand new merch. Pick up some tapestries. We have many tapestries, as you probably already know, over on papaswolio.com.
We have many tapestries.
We got Quality Lifting Center tapestries. We got Red, White, and Swole, Jack Sparrow. We got lots of tapestries. And as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, we have the best tapestries in the game. We said it yesterday. We talked about it ad nauseum. No one's got tapestries like Papa and the fam. So round of applause for all our amazing tapestries. And if you don't have any tapestries, why don't you have any tapestries? You should get some. You should get some. And the only place you can get some quality tapestries is over at papaswolio.com. That being said, fam, let's get into the tip. We got some awesome merch to kick us off with. Before we do, let's just get into one more announcement. We got Rise and Swole tomorrow. So clap it up for Papa and the fam. If you're not a member, join us over at swolenormousx.com. Tomorrow's episode will be private for members only. Join us, swolenormousx.com. Download the amazing Swolenormous app. And right there on your homepage, you'll see how to register for the call. And we'll be live tomorrow at 9:30. So we'll see you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. for the Rise and Swole. Don't miss out on any of the private live streams. Join us, swolenormousx.com. Babe, just an inch. Yeah. It's cold outside. All right. We got some new merch. We got this one from Coach Craig Fitness. Says, we gained, we conquered. And he's rocking the Swole Wars Return of the Gains. And his friend or client is rocking the Gainbraham Lincoln Abolishing Cardio merch. Looking great, gentlemen. We'll get in America. Looking good. Looking good. Looking sharp, obviously. You're rocking the best merch in the game, and we're proud of all those gains. So thanks for all the support, Coach Craig. And good merch, good smiles, good gains. We like it. We like it. Where's my biggest dickus here? Very nice. Biggest dickus? Very nice. Good merch. Good choices. Good choices. Swole Wars, Return of the Gains. We got some awesome new Star Wars stuff coming up. And of course, May the 4th is right around the corner. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into some Swole Fan posts. And then I believe we got some Rate My Meal. So that's going to be fun as always. Kevin says, trying to get back, was a big guy most of my life, went from 300 to 180 in 2016, felt and looked great for 5 years. COVID hit, several years of midnight work, life intervening, and in 2026, I'm 266 pounds.
Wow.
So that has to change. Sometimes in that situation, it's best to just put yourself under someone else's plan. So if nothing else, I have 3 months here. Well, this is just the beginning. And because you're in this situation that you put yourself in, obviously you had to do what you had to do, but you've lost the weight before. I'm not sure how you did it, but obviously here in the Swole Fam, we don't do quick fixes. We don't pull any punches. We help you set those proper habits. So make sure that you're ready to put in the work. We're here for you. And the weight will come back off. Good news is you've done it before. You understand the process. And now that you have the Swole Fam around you, things like the roundtables, the Daily Swole podcast here, the community section of the app, the Telegram chat, it's time for you to get swole. It's time for you to stop thinking about, I have 3 months. No, you have as much time as you need inside the Swole Fam. It's just your priorities. So I'm assuming you signed up for a 3-month membership and stuff like that, which is great. That's one of the best ways to do it because at least you're committing for 90 days. But you spend more money on stupid shit that you don't need. And the reason why the Swole Fam is, the reason why the cost of the Swole Fam is what it is that you need to have some skin in the game. Most people don't do things for free. Most people aren't going to commit unless they have skin in the game. So we provide all the tools that you need. And of course, we ask for that step in the door commitment. That way you are committed, you're investing, and then we are here to invest in you because the Swole Fam, we do this stuff together. So we're ready for you. We're stoked to have you, and we'll get you back on your feet in no time. I'm sure of it. We got a great post here. This is awesome. So we're going to lean into it. Again, these are all members posts from inside the app. Make sure you go and comment on Kevin's post and go comment on Patrick's post. And I'm just going to blow this up a little bit more so we can read the whole thing. Actually, I'm going to zoom in on the left side and then I'll shift it over. That way you guys can read along if you want to. Patrick says, what's up, Swole Fam? I've stayed silent long enough. I've been a member here for a long time, but I haven't posted much. First off, a huge thank you to Papa and this community. You all are freaking awesome. Oh, why thank you. Aww. I agree. Because of you, I was able to get back on the bandwagon and actually make a real change. About 2 years ago, I was overweight, alcoholic, sleepwalking, and had 4 prescriptions sitting on top of my fridge for anxiety and depression. I was even told ketamine treatments might be a last resort. That's when I knew enough was enough. I went carnivore, got sober, started lifting again. Fast forward 2 years. I'm sober, my clothes fit better, I can play with my son the way I've always dreamed of, and mi mamacita can't stop taking pictures of me while I train in our home gym.
Hi, puppy.
Ooh, mamacita. This journey has taught me it's a marathon, not a race, about improving every damn day, not just for me, but para mi hijo y mi mamacita. I do it again.
Hi, puppy.
Mamacita. My ultimate goal is to do better than my dad did, and that's saying something. He played amateur sports with my twin brother and me into his 50s. I didn't fully appreciate it then, but I see now how special that was, being in the game with us, not watching from the bleachers. That's the dad that I want to be in my 50s and 60s. So truly, thank you again to Papa and the Swole Fam for helping me get my life back on track. Papa, enjoy the nitpick. Oh, I did. Everyone's going to enjoy that in a second. I appreciate the nitpick. I always do. It goes without saying, but thank you. Apologies for not repping the swag in the home gym. I usually wear it to school when I'm on campus. It's Wednesday, so you already know I'll be rocking the You Can't Lift With Us tee. That Mean Girls tee is awesome. That said, training sin ropa, which is without clothes, in the home gym is elite foreplay that leads to elite cardio. Devil face. Look at you. Look at you in the mamacita. Hitting that again.
Hi, puppy.
Let's be honest, deep down, we all know what the best kind of cardio is. Biceps and peach emoji. Stay strong, Swole fam. I love it. Good for you, man. Talk about a great post for a great Swole card. By the way, we're going to get into the pictures in a second. Let me just zoom this in. There we go. Every single day. That sounds like Patrick, in my opinion. Every single day getting it done. So let's take a look at these pictures. That's great. So on the left is, on the right, he was saying this is when he's not sleeping well, all the medications and depression, alcohol, and stuff like that. You see on the right, pale, guts hanging over, right? You know, posture, not that great. Of course, you're looking down with this kid. But look, I mean, granted, in that situation, he's still at the water park and stuff like that, in a pool with his kid and all that stuff. Great stuff. And then on the left, dude, absolutely fucking brick shithouse on the left. Look at that. Look at that. Look at your chest, dude. Look at your shoulders. I mean, look at the abs, man. Amazing. Amazing. Good for you. Good for you.
Boom shakalaka!
Absolutely fantastic. And you know, it's always great to see someone who's posting that hasn't posted in a while or at all. I don't remember if Patrick has ever introduced himself and gone over this, but really appreciate it. Like I always say, sometimes people just kind of sit in the back of the class, they watch, they observe, they might like a post, they might comment once in a while, they get inspired. But I think it's really important for everyone to plug in, even just with a picture or a selfie or just a post, and just engage. It makes a big difference. And when you post something like this, you open yourself up. You're a little bit more vulnerable. You're talking about some of your wins, your losses. Obviously, you feel good enough like, hey, I've come so far from that. You don't really want to share your story if you're not proud of yourself. But because Patrick's already proud of himself for what he's put in, yeah, you're sharing that, but do that. And if you're trying to make progress, it's important to do that because that incentivizes you to put in more work. It incentivizes you to put in more effort. It incentivizes you to stick to it because you realize everyone is watching. Everyone is supporting me. And a lot of times you don't have that in your personal life, but Patrick does. Obviously, there's nothing like having family that's supportive of your journey and appreciative of it. And talk about positive reinforcement. He's working out hard. You know, his woman's watching him like, damn, you're looking good. And of course, you know, you're probably going to have another child on the way soon. You know what I mean? So good for that. Good for you. Good for you. Look at these swole sluts. Swole sluts. Yeah. So if anything, this should be an example or, you know, maybe an encouragement for those of you, if you haven't posted, if you're just listening to the podcast, and even if you're listening to the podcast and you're not a member, comment on Spotify. You can't comment on Apple Podcasts. Apple, what the hell are you doing? But you can comment over on Spotify. Leslie did the other day when she won the card and her name was in the title of the video, and she commented on Spotify and I responded. So it's really cool when you see those comments, and I wish more of the apps could have comments on the podcast and stuff like that. But everyone that's here, maybe this sounds like you. If this sounds like you, if you're kind of sitting in the back of the class or not really participating the way you probably should be, plug in. Plug in. It holds yourself accountable. You're putting stuff out there and then you realize, well, I said I was going to do this and now it's out there. You put that out in the ether. You put that out in the Swole fam and you're going to hold yourself accountable. So you have to hold yourself accountable. We'll hold you accountable. We'll help you and guide you, but you're the one that has to put it out there for yourself. You have to do the work. You have to eat, you have to train, you have to get better sleep. You have to do all those things yourself. We can help you navigate that. And with suggestions, because we have a lot of people that train all hours of the day. They have different jobs. We have people that train in part of the Swole fam. They have 6 kids, 7 kids, you know? So if you don't have a lot of time, we get it, or your schedule is more unique, we can help you customize that because there's always an answer and there's always a way to make improvements. There's always a way to do a little bit better. All right. Awesome stuff. Let's get into some Rate My Meal. I'd say for better or for worse, right? For better or for worse. You know, maybe for worse, unfortunately, but we'll see if we get some thumbs up or thumbs down. Are you not entertained? You know, we'll make this like the Gladiator. We'll make this like, does he live or die? Right? We'll do the thumbs up. Dun, dun, dun. So we'll see what we got. Let's see what we got here. All right. Here we go. Esteban El Squacho. Ooh, El Squacho. Ribeye cooked in a cast iron skillet with lots of organic butter. Yeah.
Hi, puppy.
That's right. I know you're salivating. I am. I don't know what's next to the plate. You're a zooker, aren't you? Yeah, you're a zooker too. I know you're kind, but I see the steak, so approved. Approved.
You want the baby boy's hole, you gotta pay
Approved.
the troll toll. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
You are approved, Esteban. Getting the fucking steak in there. All right, we like that. Brandon Moss. Let's see. 8 ounces of burnt ends. Burnt ends, the leftovers. 8 ounces of taco seasoned ground beef with 4 tablespoons of Philadelphia cream cheese.
You're insane, gold member.
All right. Look, at least it's more carnivore-ish, you know? I mean, it looks like you're cleaning out the fridge, right? You're cleaning out the fridge. You got some leftovers. Someone had taco ground beef the other night. Someone had a steak that they cooked a couple days ago. You looked in the fridge. You're like, how the fuck am I going to turn this into a meal? You heat that back up and you're like, the steak's a little bit dry. Put some butter on that. I don't know. Loretta said, did you run out of cottage cheese? All right. Well, I'll approve this. It looks like it's something that was just kind of clearing out the fridge leftover day or something like that. So, all right. All right. Okay. All right. Neil, 5 ounces of ground turkey. Aaron's over there like, yeah, turkey, baby. Let's fucking go. 7 ounces of yellow potatoes. 7 ounces. Why 7? Why 7? Go 8, baby. Come on. Go 8 or go home. 2 eggs post-workout breakfast. All right. I'll approve it. I'll approve it. I'll approve it. I'm feeling good today. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. So you get a pass here too. Aaron's like half chubbed right now. Someone say turkey? Someone say turkey. All right. Rod. Say car ramrod. We got a cup. We got Black Rifle coffee. We got, is that a donkey? You're watching donkey videos? I'm going to pretend like this is a donkey face. I don't know what that's all about. But holy shit. Did you just, is that Shrek poop? That looks like Shrek poop. That looks like you got avocado out of a squeeze tube. That looks like you went to a frozen yogurt shop and you're like, I'll have avocado flavor. What is that avocado, dude? I'm going to pretend like that's avocado. I don't think it is, but I'm going to pretend like that's fucking avocado, dude. What the fuck is that, my guy?
What the fuck is that?
What is that? I'm going to let that sit. Can anyone explain that to me? I don't know what that orange is. Is that a piece of sweet potato? Is that like a slice of a sweet potato? Or is that like an eighth of a carrot? We got ketchup on eggs. I mean, that's an omelet. So Elizabeth says ketchup on eggs should be criminal. I agree. That could be a misdemeanor at least. But I think it's because you killed the eggs. You know, the eggs aren't already like if you're scrambling the eggs and you dry them out. Same thing with the steak. If you don't have quality steak and you overcook the shit out of it and put ketchup on it, it's dry as fuck. So you're going to have to make it edible. So, okay. I'm not as offended by the ketchup, but okay. Let me see here. And then bacon. I mean, I approve of the bacon. The avocado is concerning. I'm concerned about, someone asked, is that wasabi sauce? If you're eating that much wasabi, you have the intestinal fortitude of like the Tesla robot, like Optimus. You have an absolutely indestructible colon if that's wasabi. But I am not buying that that's avocado. I'm really not sure how that avocado, I don't even know if I can move on from this image. I don't think I can move on today. I thought I was going to keep it light. I don't know where that avocado is coming from. How does it look like that? Are you eating avocado out of a tube? What is happening here? All right. What is happening here? Because even if you have like a scraper, this scraper gets all the avocado out. It wouldn't look like that. That looks like continuous. Someone look it up. Someone look up why avocado. Someone grok that or use Charles or Claude or Gemini or something. Someone find out how avocado looks like that And is there any products that would make it look like that? Because I have concerns for Rod's butthole. But eggs, avocado, bacon, no complaints. All right, we're going to slap ourselves in the tits at first. Now, here's something that I thought. There's a couple things going on in this picture. Ryan Lee, top fan. That's not going to save you, but let's go deeper. Ground chicken crust pizza. So I've actually promoted this. If you're going to have pizza, you can make it with chicken crust and you can use better quality cheese. I mean, I don't know what the pepperoni is and what else you're putting on it, but chicken crust pizza is a good option. So I'm not going to right off the bat poop all over this. Is that Littlefoot's cock is my concern. Right there at the bottom. You know, Littlefoot from Land Before Time? That looks like Littlefoot's dick. All right, I'm gonna bring it up. Not that Littlefoot has Littlefoot. That looks like Littlefoot's cock. Really does. Right? That looks like Littlefoot's dick. Right? That's like Littlefoot's. Are you my mother? That looks like that. It looks like Littlefoot's like, let me just. Did you just subtly hang dong in this picture? What is that? Someone tell me what the fuck that is. You know what? That might just be it looks like a towel, actually. It looks like a purple towel. I thought you were grabbing it out of the oven, but it looks like it's hanging over the oven handle. So, all right. It's a towel. It's a towel. But I like it better as Littlefoot's dick. I like it better as Littlefoot's dick, but it is a towel. It is a towel. So, all right. All right. It's not as exciting as I thought it was. All right. Littlefoot's packing. Just, it looks like a baby's arm holding an apple. All right.
Give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
It's a dish towel. It's a dish towel. Yeah. I thought of the Littlefoot's dick first, so we're going to call it Littlefoot's dick, and that's what it is. That's what it is. I'm still concerned. I'm still thinking about the guacamole. My brain is still on that guacamole. Look, this is, all right. This is what avocado is supposed to look like. That, my friends, is some avocado. So you tell me how that avocado, this is great. So Tyler based, right? Tyler Brooks based, eggs, steak, whatever the yellow and orange stuff is. Okay, it's on the plate, whatever. Scrape that into the trash. Then you have the avocado, steak, hard-boiled eggs. So how do you go from that? This is my question. How do you go from that? What's that? What's that, dude? What's that, dude? Don't tell me that that's the same thing. Don't tell me that's not the same thing. You tell me. That's avocado. What is that? What's that? My guy. Anyone? Does anyone know what that is? Squeezable avocado? You know what's the horrible thing? I'm sure that exists, and it's horrifying. It's a horrifying thought. So, Rod, I want you to get with Tyler. So, Rod, I want you to get with Tyler. I want you to collab with Tyler and figure out how to get whatever that's on your plate to look like this. Whatever you did with that, do this instead. Okay. Right? Are we good?
Switch the samples.
The attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
A little strange. All right. Well, shocking, horrifying, but fam, we do have some questions now. All right, knowledge cock time. Drop your questions in the comments, hashtag AskPapaSwolio, and we'll get into some of your questions. If you have them live, drop them in the chat. If you dropped it earlier, drop it again. That way I can see it. We'll take the first one from Saura BH, Ofi, Saura Boffy, Saurab. Papa Swolio, 2 exercise a day routine. That's not a question, that's a statement. So I'm going to extrapolate that into what you might be asking. How do you do 2 workouts a day routine? You don't. You shouldn't be doing twice a day. If you do anything twice a day, you could be doing some cardio, going for a walk or sauna and stuff like that with your workout. There shouldn't be lifting twice a day unless you're a professional bodybuilder, you're on tons of anabolics, and there's a certain structure and reason for it specifically. You're not doing tons of volume and stuff like that. So you don't need You don't need to train twice a day. If you're asking me for 2 exercises only per day, I mean, that could be anything. So you shouldn't be just doing 2 exercises in a day. You're better off doing 3 or 4 or 5 and then having an actual split and stuff like that for resistance training. So there's a big misconception with fitness that more is better, which is absolutely not true. The proper stimulus is the best. How much stimulus you need, how intense, the exercise selection, your goals, your recoverability, and all that stuff, the programming. That's what program design is. It's how many reps, it's how many sets, it's your rest periods, it's the exercise order, it's the selection, it's all those things. So you don't need twice a day. You don't need twice a day. And a lot of people don't have great results, so they think that doing more is better, and that's not true. Not always true. Rarely is more better, unless you're not working out, and then anything is more. Spike Black. Papa Swole, best exercise to go after belly fat. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
And that's the way, I like it. Fishy on the sunshine bun.
What is the best move to silence a woman?
Put the fork down. Stop eating poison. Lowering your stress. Lifting heavy weights. You can't spot reduce belly fat. But I would say the best way to spot reduce belly fat is to actually go after lowering stress. That's one of the best ways. And how you lower stress? Meditation, proper sleep, proper nutrition, proper program design. Remember, when you're training, you're adding stress to your body. So you want to add stress to your body, but you want it to be recoverable. And if you're compromising your body by doing and exposing to too much stress, you get sick, you delay your recovery, and all these other things. So stop eating garbage and eat less of it. PZH 90, Papa Swole, do you ever train with your dogs? What do you mean? Rufus is outside sometimes when I'm lifting. I take him on walks, like I throw the ball and his toys and he chases and runs after it. Rufus doesn't bench press. Rufus doesn't shoulder press. He doesn't squat, but he's a good boy. When I walk with them, I take them upstairs and stuff. I have them do sprints and things like that, but train with them. You do yoga or stretching, they're all up in your grill, but train with them in what sense? In what sense? All right, Million. Papa Swole, do you like pre-workout? I do. Understand that pre-workout is literally whatever you have before a workout. It could be coffee, could be some honey, could be a carbohydrate-laden meal, could just be some like a protein shake, and then you have carbs intra-workout. Usually around my workout, I'll have some protein right before, and then I'll have my carbs during the workout. Depends on if I ate before. Depends on if I'm training early in the morning. I'll eat more carbs the day before in the afternoon and evening to make sure that I'm fueled for my workout. So it really depends. Pre-workout is anything. You could be adding vasodilators. You could be using citrulline and beta-alanine and creatine and different stuff like that. So you can mix electrolytes, salt, all these things are important. So are you prepared for your training? And when I talk about pre-workout, I'm not talking about like, hey, take this container, take a scoop and put it in. This is whatever you take pre-workout. This is whatever your pre-workout routine is. Whatever it is, that's your pre-workout. So it really depends on your situation. So I like it. Everyone has a pre-workout. Some people just don't have anything pre-workout. That's your pre-workout. Maybe you just drink some water and salt and you go train. That's a pre-workout. It's just a very simple one. Steven Shell. Papa Swole, your thoughts on training when you have a cold or sick? Don't.
How about I send you a hobo's dick cheese?
Amazing how many questions we get. Hey, when I'm compromised and my immune system's shot and I'm stressed through the roof and I'm poor nutrition or low on vitamin D and whatever, should I put more stress on my body and push myself to the limit? Probably not. Not a complicated answer. Not hard to come up with that answer. I think it also depends. If you have a little sniffle and you're training at home, obviously if you're going to a public gym, you're risking other people getting sick. But let's just talk about you for the body. Forget about getting other people sick. For you, you're compromised. So you should get better before you subject yourself to it. Now, if you're really sick, you don't feel like training. So there's that too. There's like head colds or like I have a little sniffle, but I feel fine. well, you're still compromised. I mean, you could be using nasal sprays in the winter. You should be taking extra vitamin D if you need that. That's really important to make sure you don't get sick in the first place. But if you're already compromised, exercising is not helping you get healthier in the moment. It's stressing your body short term. So you feel good, and it's good for blood flow. I'm not saying there aren't short-term benefits too, but it's a stress on your body. So if your body's already stressed and compromised and you're adding more stress to it, a lot of times people will not feel that great and then train, and then they get more sick like a day or two after. Not surprisingly, you get sick after because you were compromised before and you compromise yourself more. It's like every day we get a question. Hey, I feel like shit. Should I push myself to the limit? How can you? Like, how can you train hard if you're not at 100%? But you don't want to make excuses, because you could always be like, well, I don't feel that great, or I feel a little tired. And sometimes you have to slap yourself across the tits and just do it. But at the same time, be smart. Wilson, 7 PS. Papa Swole, how can I improve my squat? I'm stuck at 185. Program design. I don't know what you're doing, what your form is like, what your accessory body parts are like. Focus on glutes, focus on reverse sled, step down, strengthen your knees, proper form, avoiding drop sets and fatiguing exercises. It's your program design probably too, making sure that you practice your squats or you set yourself up when you're the most recovered, most rested. A lot of times people are trying to add more weight and get stronger, so they do more sets and more reps and they go really high, and then they just exhaust themselves. So they're compounding and wearing yourself down. You're actually getting weaker. So it could be nutrition, could be sleep. It's all those things. So you're stuck at 185 because without further information, I can't tell you what to train. But it's going to be all those things. Maybe your warm-ups before the set, you're exhausting yourself by the time you get to it. Could be any number of things. Start with technique. Look at your program design. Does your program bias towards improving your squat? And like I always say, regardless of your split, you could really only prioritize like 2 or 3 body parts in a week overall, because you have to train things first. There's only one thing that you could train first on a day. And when I say first, I mean, yes, of course, you got to do something first and then something second. So that doesn't mean that the second exercise or third exercise, well, you're not getting anything from that because you trained it third. But if you really want to focus on your squat, you can actually have a day where you're doing legs, and that's like squat focused. You know, you should be doing it first, and you should be revolving everything around that if that's your goal. Now, another thing is you want to improve your squat. Well, what kind of squat are you doing? You want to do, if you're doing a squat, I would recommend a quad bias squat. So using lifting shoes, elevating your heels, making sure your knees are traveling over your toes. So your mobility, you want a squat to target your quads, and your, squats are mostly going to target quads and adductors, and you're going to get some glutes in there too, but really important to make sure you have proper form. So when you're doing a squat, a squat should target your quads, which means you need knee flexion, which means it could be adjusting your form, and it might even mean dropping the weight temporarily as you shift the focus. So can't really give you too much more detail without knowing what you're doing. Can't really give you advice on what to change because that's just vague. All right. Well, a lot of things when it comes to squats and your mobility, anterior tibialis, a lot of people don't train their anterior tibialis, toe raises and anterior tibialis, very important for range of motion to get your knee over the toe. If you have weak calves or weak ankle complex or weak knees, the anterior tibialis is a big one. So if you have a weak anterior tibialis, you're not going to be able to drive your knees over your toes as much because your ankle complex is compromised, and it's going to negatively affect your ability to do knee flexion unless you elevate your heels a lot. So that could be a limitation. That usually translates more into the lower back and people compromising and working around their form. And the problem with things like a barbell squat, I would actually recommend, if you're limited on your squat and you can't get through, I would go towards a Bulgarian split squat. That's always really good advice. Go towards unilateral work because it'll expose a lot of those compensations and weaknesses bilaterally if you do Bulgarian split squats. So that's usually a good way to isolate, hey, I really have limitations. Wow, my left leg is so much weaker than my right. You want to build that up and you want to fix that before you worry about your standard squats. But making sure you work on your mobility, work on your ankle mobility, your ability for your calves to be lengthened, your anterior tibialis, your dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, all those things are very important. Okie dokie. Bully. All right. Let's move on. We got some videos. Reminder this past week, obviously I'm rocking the merch. We have Rise and Swole, but we also have the Quality Lifting Center. Great new merch. Buy one, get one 50% off. We also have a lot of Swole tunes. So if you want to pick up the Let It Grow, the person that sent you this video, the Spanish ringtones, all the Swole tunes, if you buy merch, you get a ringtone, you get it 50% off. So you get it for like $2 or so. And if you get 2 shirts, you get one 50% off. So buy 2, get 2, buy 3, get 350, buy 4, get 4 50% off. Buy 17, you get 17 50% off, and you get a free reach around included. So that's great news. That's great news for any of you that are feeling frisky. All right. So there you have it. Let's get into, got the merch on the screen again. All right. So let's get into videos. Alabastard says, I wore my Swole Foods to whole paycheck the other day. Oh my fucking God, the looks, LOL. Nice. Because people probably thought, oh, you work here. Wait, Swole Foods. What is that? Where'd you get that shirt? Yeah, Whole Foods has been called a whole paycheck for a while because you go in, you get one bag, and you're like, how is this $150? I got like 3 things. It's even more now. It's even more full paycheck. All right, we got some good videos here. We got some funny ones. We got one funny one because some of these are horrible. We'll do that one last. Do this one. Pick a number 1 or 2, and I'll do this one first. Pick a number 1 or 2. This one's called Unpopular Opinion. I wonder why.
Unpopular opinion, but if we took all MAGA men from ages 18 to 50 and replaced them with immigrants, violence against women and children would decrease to almost 0%.
Holy shit. That's like literally the opposite. Okay, so that's retarded.
They never lie.
Yeah, if we just replaced everyone in the country with immigrants, we'd have no assaults on women. That's pretty much why that's a major reason why everyone voted for Trump, because most of the immigrants in our country many of them are fucking criminals. Well, they're all criminals. If you're illegal, you're a criminal. Period. You broke the law. You're in this country illegally. I don't care if you were born here, but no, you don't have papers. You shouldn't be here. Your parents fucked up. It's a shit end of the stick. It is what it is. You're not here. You're not a citizen. See you later. You can come back legally. It's so shocking. This is all paid propaganda. It's all paid propaganda. It's all complete gaslighting nonsense. You're not supposed to be here. You're gone. It doesn't matter. You can't make exceptions for anyone. You can't make exceptions for anyone. Oh, but this person's been here for 10 years. You can't make exceptions because where do you draw the line? You can leave or you have to leave. We'll send you back or you can go on your own. And then maybe people that were here for 10 years, 15 years. Cool. Okay. Maybe you get first priority for here. Now you can enter legally. Here's the paperwork. You're not a criminal. Like you didn't, murder someone or steal anything or whatever. You're a criminal from, the laws that you broke. Okay, I get it. It's all right. It's not even sorry. It's just, this is the law. We are fixing the issues from all the corrupt politicians over the past several decades that was trying to flood the country full of cheap labor and voters. So why is it always white women that are retarded? And we said this yesterday, the day before, because of all the ICE stuff out there. Like, it's just smoke and mirrors. It's nonsense. Nothing's going to be 100%. But if you don't want to have a violent encounter, I posted this on X. If you don't want to have a violent encounter, you don't want to get shot, you don't want to get beaten or tased or whatever, don't go to a dangerous law enforcement operation. So if there's SWAT team, if there's ICE, if a bunch of guys that are there to extricate criminals and trespassers from our country are showing up with full regalia and firearms and body armor, don't go. Don't drive your car into the middle of it. Don't harass them. Don't go throw things at them. Who knew? Who knew? If you don't go there, you're not going to have problems. How fucking retarded do you have to be? Very. Very. Yes, it is liberal women. Well, they're definitely liberal women, which is the same thing as retarded. So it is. Yeah, that's exactly the case. That's exactly right, Mark. Mark says it's similar to what you said a while back. Yeah, this is a great quote. I didn't make this up, but I say this all the time because it's true. If you have to go someplace and think maybe I should take my gun, then you shouldn't go to that place. I agree. So I think you should be carrying. I think you should be ready for the unknown. But maybe you do want to go to the movies. Okay, I think you should be going, and I think you should be carrying. Legally, of course, because you would go there. Okay, I'd go to the movies without a gun. I mean, I personally wouldn't. But, you know, it's less likely, but there's been shootings, there's been issues, and there's been a lot of problems, you know, outside. Maybe a bunch of people, maybe not when you go at 7 o'clock, but then you get out of the movie at 9:30, and then people are fighting out front and you get wrapped up into something. It's not always your choice. Sometimes the fight comes to you. You want to avoid those situations. You go out a different door, you avoid it. You don't want to escalate. I mean, these women that were, you know, Renee and like, you escalated. You ask, why are you there? Why are you there? So in other words, if there's a place you're like, oh shit, we're going to go there. I'm not going to go unless I'm bringing I'm bringing a gun. That's dangerous. You shouldn't be going there because you're escalating already. You're going to a dangerous place with a firearm. And if you wouldn't go there without one, don't go there with one. That's the best. If you wouldn't go somewhere without one, don't go there with one. Like if you're going to the supermarket, you carry. And it's like, yeah, I'd go there without a gun. I wouldn't feel as safe, but like the chances of something happening there, okay, it's always going to be low. I mean, depending on where you are. So you go and you carry and you're fine. But if like, hey, I'm not going to go to the hood unless I'm bringing a firearm, you shouldn't be going there anyway. Yep. So it's not, you know, it's not a peaceful protest. That's what it's guised at, right? Fiery but peaceful. It's always about the excuse. No matter what happens, it's always going to be Trump, ICE, MAGA, Nazi. It's always going to be a problem. So if they're standing there screaming and they don't get the result that they want, they're going to get involved because then they can start recording. And this is what they wanted to happen. And I'm not saying Renee wanted to get shot, but her actions led to that. And all her actions were on purpose. So that's what happened. What do you think is going to fucking happen when you're trying to drive through a crime scene? Not crime scene, but federal law enforcement. They're telling you to stop and you don't stop. And you're accelerating towards officers. Like you're creating an absolute fucking clusterfuck. You created that situation. No, it's Trump and ICE. The vast majority of the population voted to get criminals out of the country. Why are you protesting that? But it's MAGA. It's all MAGA. Oh, all those horrible people that want America to be awesome. Oh, hey, all these people that want to get rid of the corruption and all the manipulation and the grifting and the wasted spending and the inflation and all the bloat with healthcare and with EBT and with criminals. It's like, get the fuck out. Get out. Get out. Seriously. I mean, it's getting to the point where like, if you are protesting, and I'm not saying you don't have the right to protest, but these people do not want to be part of this country. So why are they here? Why they just want to yell and complain. The craziest thing, and I always say this, you go and you want to have dinner. How many of you like have recently set up a dinner with like a few of your friends? How many of you have set like a day, you know, you went somewhere, you met somewhere. It doesn't matter. It could be to go play pool. How many of you set up an event recently with like 5 or more people? Anyone? You've done it before. You know what it takes. So Thanksgiving, you had family coming over. How much planning did it take? How much planning did it take? How many texts back and forth? How many phone calls or how many orchestrations for a holiday that you knew was going to happen all year? You know when Thanksgiving is. You know when Christmas is. How long or how many back and forths did it take to plan those events? Right? Thanksgiving deal. What are you bringing? Okay, what are you bringing? Okay, we're starting at this time, and they come over and all the planning, right? All the stuff. Okay. How come someone can get shot just like that? You have like tens of thousands of quote protesters. They show up, flags, posters, all this different shit, like everything coordinated, chanting, marching, everyone's at the same spot. How do you get that many people to show up within like hours at the place, at the moment, like there? You hop on a plane and fly to fucking Minneapolis. Who is going into the fray if you're not getting paid? paid. Yeah, they're all paid. When I say they're all paid, you bring a lot of people. Let's say you pay 5,000 people. Let's just say 5,000. You pay 1,000 people. What's 1,000 people that are protesting? You're going to bring a lot of other people that maybe aren't paid. Like, oh yeah, let's go. I see a lot of people. Wow, let's go out there. Let's go check it out. Then you bring people that are filming, that are reporting or trying to get content for X or whatever like that. So then it attracts more people. You just get the ball rolling, and then you get other people involved. And look at this person. She's just a school teacher. She's not paid, or she's not paid. Yeah, but the 1,000 or 5,000 people that attracts all these other people, because then it gives them permission. Like, oh, we can fucking just go out here and do whatever the hell we want. They just show up instantly. Just like that. They're trying to make this a George Floyd thing. And then I think just most people, what's shocking when you see polls or you hear people reporting, how can Americans like, oh my God, it looks so bad. It looks so, people don't like it. They don't support ICE. This is so awful to see. I don't see it. I don't see any of the horror. I don't get it. It's going to be difficult. You're not going to be able to deport 20 million people in a month. Like, that's a lot of fucking people. And people don't realize how many people you need. You can't just have one person walk in and be like, hey, come with me. You need backup. And the problem with all these, I'm going to say protesters, because they're not protesters, but the rioters and the leftists, it takes a lot of people for these operations, because you need to block off the street. You need to check out, like if you're going into a building and there's a crack den or illegals or whatever it is, and there's 10, there's not one person in an apartment, there's like 15. So you have a lot of these people. You need to block off the street. You need to block off, maybe you need to have people, if there's multiple streets in parallel, you need people on the other streets, because people run back. They run through backyards. So when you're going for one of these raids, other people, innocent people that live in these houses next door are susceptible, because if you fire someone, you're responsible for everything that comes out of your firearm and anything that's behind it. So if you ever did any proper firearm training, and everyone should, you're responsible for everything, for anything that comes out of your firearm, where it goes, what's behind it. You don't point your firearm at anything you're not willing to destroy and behind it. Because you fire at someone, it goes through her, and then it hits a baby or it hits a child that's on the sidewalk. You're responsible for that. That's your fault. So you have to really know, you can't just fire into a building, because it can go through walls, and it can go through, AR-15s using green tips or things like that. Who the hell knows? Armor piercing, that's going to go through 5 fucking walls. So you have to be careful. You can't be shooting someone's just watching TV in their house next door. They're doing a raid and you get shot. So all these agitators distract. So now you can't show up. ICE can't show up to do their job. You need 30 or 40 people blocking off the road. And then you need other people and other cars to block off and to watch this. And then you need a few people. If there's one person, you ever see one person try to subdue someone? It depends. If they really know jujitsu and they have, a larger body mass and they're capable, usually it takes 3, 4, or 5 people. If someone's really struggling, it takes a few people to take someone down. So you need a lot of people showing up. It's a lot of resources, and these people are making it worse. We voted for this. So this is not something that, oh my God, what are they doing? It's martial law. We all voted for this. Maybe your little retarded area was like, no, we don't want Trump. It's like, well, you don't get to choose that. And because you allowed all these criminals into your society, well, now you're paying the price. And then Tim Waltz on X goes out and posts, oh, this is awful. This is what Trump wants. Trump wants all this divisiveness. Trump wants the retaliation. No, he doesn't. Who wants retaliation? No one wants retaliation. They want to go and do the job and then leave so they can do it again somewhere else. You can't say that you don't want retaliation. Trump wants, this when you're sending people there to do that. You can't make that argument. Trump wants, you're creating it. The left has always been doing this. We've been talking about this for years. The revolution is the goal. The goal is to constantly complain. This is why no matter what happens, it's always wrong. It's always Trump bad. I posted this on X. I said, hopefully Trump says, don't go to the gym. Because now you see people in the White House posting Trump's walking, the meme or Trump's holding milk. Because now the advertising campaign is drink raw milk, or not raw milk. They'd freak out with that, but it's whole milk. So now whole milk is bad. I can't believe they're telling people to drink whole milk. Oh my God. Wait till they find out about exercise. You're supposed to exercise too? Milk isn't supposed to be sterilized and stripped of all its nutrients. Oh my God, this is crazy stuff. So anything that he says, anything that anyone that has a triple digit IQ says, the left is going to hate and they're going to fight against. So it doesn't matter. They're always going to complain. They're always going to revolt because I say revolt. The revolution is the goal. It's always a revolution. Even when the revolution is in power, they have to maintain the revolution. And anyone against it is an other. It's a cult. And many things are cults. But you can't have actual conversations with people in cults because they don't listen to facts. And that's what Democrats, leftists, communists, all these people, you know. So there's that. There's that. Anyway, white women, you have failed our society. White liberal women, let me specify. White liberal women have, and we failed white liberal women because we created white liberal women. We allowed communism, you know, which is what feminism is. We allowed that to infiltrate our society and we let it go in the guise of equality because it seems like the nice thing to do. And there's a difference between human rights and then responsibility and actual equality. So rights are one thing, but treating everyone that there's no difference between men and women and trying to increase the tax base by forcing women to get jobs. And, you know, this is all a big grift to collect more taxes. And as a byproduct, it destroys the family. The state can raise your kids and brainwash and manipulate them. It's just classic Marxism and communist tactics. And our society was asleep at the wheel for like 100 years. So now we're waking up. COVID really blew people's minds open. You see all the manipulation and they're pissed. And then a lot of these white liberal women are pissed, but they don't know why. And the reason why is because they were told to sterilize their wombs. They were told to take birth control and be a man and work hard and try to become a CEO and a girl boss. And then they did it. No one wants them. They can't have kids anymore. And they're angry. They have 5 cats and they missed their life because they were lied to and they're susceptible to it because they want to be nice to other people and they want to virtue signal and they want to be accepted in the tribe because women physically are weaker than men. So they have to use other sources of collaboration. They can't use peace through strength because they don't have that kind of strength in general, especially liberal women. And women that have functioning brains realize we all have roles and that you can excel in this world if you adapt to those types of roles and work in a collaborative manner with your husband and with the family. And you focus on yourself and doing better for yourself. And shocker, doing better on yourself, improving yourself, 7 pillars, exercise, proper nutrition, working hard, learning. You strengthen yourself, you strengthen your family. And then if everyone's doing that with their families, then everyone gets better. But instead, they're pointing at something that's happening in the Middle East or in Ukraine. Like, look at all that over there. Who gives a shit? You're fat. You have 5 septum piercings and your hair is neon pink. You're a fucking disgusting hot mess. Who gives a shit about Israel? Who gives a shit about Palestine? Are you fucking retarded? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Good rant. Good talk. Good talk. Yeah, Ukraine's old. We don't worry about that anymore because it doesn't get clicks online. So we're off Ukraine. We're off Ukraine. Come on, Ukraine's so 2022. Like, keep up. Come on. Come on. Let's do this one. Let's do this one.
What's in the box?
This one's called Conservatives. Conservatives.
Conservatives shouldn't be allowed to vote. Conservatives should have no say in how this country runs.
Yeah. That worked out really well. Another fucking, is that purple hair? Is that just gray hair? You got a nose piercing, so that's septum adjacent. We call that septum adjacent. So it's possible that her IQ is over 80, but it's not looking good.
America, the United States of America,
my name's
is a
Forrest Gump.
Country.
No, it's not.
America is crying out. She is dying to break from the shackles of the white man.
The white man? The white man? You're white, you dumb cunt. Let's continue.
And progress. America deserves better. And so do Americans.
Brought to you by SSRIs. Man, there's nothing behind those eyes. You can tell there's absolutely nothing going on. There's nothing going on up there. This chick is numbed, just absolutely blitzed. Conservatives should not be allowed to vote. Just absolute fucking just dead behind the eyes.
Lies, Chico. They never lie.
Plus, they're afraid of each other. I don't know why, but tell your eyes that, you know, I hope your eyes get along. Good luck with that.
Every single person in this country deserves better. And with the conservatives, they want to take us back to 1950, where men had all the power and all the control. That is not what the United States of America is meant for. It is 2026. Everyone in this country should be thriving. Every single fucking person.
Now, once you've had sex with the woman, she will naturally start to depend on you, okay? All women do this.
All right. It was the best of times. It was the swollest of times. All right. Well, we're not done yet. We got one more pounding on our taints. Like, if that wasn't enough, it's just like, just smash my fucking dick. All right. Let's do that. This one's called Whiteness. We're on a roll, but we're going to wrap it up and we're going to have something positive. We're going to have a funny one in a second. Yeah, it's a good one. This one's called Whiteness. Whiteness. Yo, I will tell you, I agree. I am so tired. I'm so tired of white people. Actually, I really am. I'm tired of white women. I'm tired of white liberal women. I think we all are. Like, these are the only, anyone that's playing the victim or the race card, I think we're so done. No one fucking cares. You overplayed your hand. We're done with you abusing our children, trying to cut off every boy and girl's dick and tits. We're done. We're done with you're bad. No one cares anymore. You know, it used to be like, oh, we don't want to make people yell and, upset people. Now it's like, good. You're making this. They did this. They did this. They made people not give a fuck. It's like, all right, you're crying, cry more, cope. It doesn't matter. No one cares. The election this year is going to be very, very important. The midterms. And we got every fucking 2 years, we're going to have this freak out, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. This is going to be a very key thing to see if people really just forget that quickly. Oh my God, they're telling me to vote for these retards. Any vote for Democrats, you're literally voting for the trans bullshit. You're voting for you're voting for illegals. You're voting the opposite. And I really do hope that the last few years, ever since Biden got in and the whole fucking disaster, I really hope that people are still scarred and don't want to go back to that. But they're midterms, so they're local. So a lot of places are going to be fucking hot mess. So. Let's do it. All right, this one, was that the whiteness one? No, we didn't do this one. Did we do whiteness? Oh, I think I went on a rant. All right. Well, interesting that this person's black.
One thing that I wish white people understood, it is this.
Tell me.
Your whiteness is the heaviest thing about you.
Goddamn fucking right it is. Boom. Yeah. My whiteness is the heaviest thing about you. This is what happens when people don't lift fucking weights. Whiteness is the heaviest thing about me. You haven't seen my cock, so don't even start. Don't even fucking start. Don't even start. You don't know me. You don't know me, son. Well, let's Yeah, let me struggle session this one out. Tell me, black trans Will Smith. Tell me.
It is so heavy that it outweighs any and all other marginalizing identities.
I don't know what that means.
Now, this is not to say that other identities aren't heavy.
That's true. Most people are obese.
This is not to say that other identities aren't hard to carry.
You don't have to carry an identity. They're made up. So you don't have to carry anything, which is weird. If you went to the fucking gym, you wouldn't worry about your heavy identity. Maybe you shouldn't carry around so much mental illness. It's your burden. I don't give a fuck.
But it is to say that your whiteness in a white supremacist society like the United States.
It's not. As a black woman rants about, yeah, it's so white supremacist. Oh, it's so oppressive. You can run your mouth about retarded shit that doesn't happen and doesn't exist. Oh my God, tea time's over. Let's send these fucking retards packing. I mean, I don't know where they're going to go. Who's going to want them?
The key to care, empathy, dignity, support, justice, and freedom that people of color with the exact same marginalizing identities as you cannot access because they are people of color.
We've talked about this many times. I'm not going to try to decode this, but the reason why it's a word salad is because there's no substance. There's no argument here. It doesn't make sense for a reason. They can't explain it succinctly because it's not designed to be explained succinctly. This is the common fundamental standard for Marxists and for communists. It's always going to be this long, wordy, make you think that they're authoritative because, wow, that's confusing. But anyone with a functioning brain is like, that doesn't make sense. That's retarded. Explain that. Explain that in a simple sentence. You can't. And if you can't, you're full of shit. You can't explain it simply. You're angry. You want to take other people's things. You don't want to work hard. You just want to blame other people for your problems. That's a simple explanation. I don't like your face. I've come to that conclusion also. Let's continue. Steve Urkel. That's what it was. Steve Urkel.
Yeah, is everybody white? How are the white people? No, there's so many white people in here. Me.
Your white is heavier than your woman. Your white is heavier than your woman. Your white is heavier than your woman.
What?
Did I do that?
Your white is heavier than your woman.
What does that mean? I can't. Just go.
Your white is heavier than your trans. Your white is heavier than your disabled. Your white is heavier than your poverty. Your whiteness is the heaviest thing about you.
I don't know what that means.
Think on that.
No. Why do I have to think on that? Why did you just say so many things that are impossible to be thought on? It doesn't make sense. My brain works. You dumb cunt. My brain functions. I can't say this nicely. I don't know how people watch these videos on podcasts and they don't just let it rip. I guess they have sponsors and they want people to watch this around other people and send this to their friends. I can't. I can't keep this. I can't watch this and not lose my fucking mind. Well, let's watch a funny video because that explains itself. Eat your steak, go to the fucking gym. Don't be a retard. Good advice. Welcome to the Daily Swole. Making sure you're well protected and well reinforced when you go out into the world with these idiots. This one's called Blind Prostitutes. Nice. Here we go.
You've got to hand it to blind prostitutes.
Please stay close.
That was the biggest build up.
What if they're white? What if they're white? That's a new shirt. That's a new shirt, right? My cock is heavier than my whiteness. No one would get that. Except that other Steve Urkel motherfucker. You gotta hand it to blind prostitutes. Heyo. Yeah.
How shall we fuck off, oh Lord?
Dodson! Dodson! We've got Dodson here!
Inside jokes for the win. Yeah, I like that. My cock is heavier than my whiteness. You know what? I might make a shirt. I hate white people. Imagine if I did that, right? It'd be, funny. And then I did one, I hate black people. Couldn't post that. Couldn't wear that. Jesus. You know, why can I say that? Why can I say that? Damn white people. Damn white. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to start hating like, yeah, I'm white. I could say that, right? I could say that. All right. Yeah. You whiteys, you whitey cracker ass motherfuckers out there. You whitey white bitch. You white, heavier than your whiteness woman. Your woman's heavier than your whiteness, or your whiteness is heavier than your woman. White person. My views would go up. Oh, I don't know about that. We already had the Swole Primacy shirt. It's on white Swole Primacy. Underrated design, but you know, it's there. I'm cracker. Should I just do white AF? Move out of the way. I'm white. Excuse me. The triple digit white person's here. Now we can continue. Proud to be white. I don't know. I gotta think of something else. A hard W. White. I don't use a hard W. It's white. White. That's a white.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only
That's
hate
how
a
you
man
say it.
if he's white?
See? The white. What the hell kind of country is this? And I can only hate a man if he's white. It's white. It's not white. Say it right. Your whiteness is heavier than your woman. White. 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 Oh, I like that, Adam. That's true. Adam says on YouTube, why did all these minorities wait a millennia for whites to build everything first before they decide to complain about everything they have?
Boom shakalaka!
Where's the lie though? Yeah, it's so bad. I mean, this goes for the green tards too. You know, just stop oil. You know, the Extinction Rebellion lunatics. It's the oil, as everything that they wear is made with oil. And they got there in a car or on a train or, you know, their phone. How are you posting on X? The only way you're posting on X is because of oil. No, it's made of this. It's all made out of petroleum, or it uses petroleum to generate electricity to make the sapphire screen or whatever the fuck it is. You know? Yeah, but then it goes over the internet and the waves. Where do you think that electricity comes from? For the internet, for your Wi-Fi router. Where do you think the cords go? Where do you think the power lines? Like, no, that's electricity. Where do you think it comes from? What do you think? You know, this is like the stupid shit. Well, where do you get food? From the supermarket. It just appears there. Snap your fingers and there's steak there. Oh my God, it just comes from the sky. I think it does come from the sky. I think God looks down at Sprouts and he's like, low on ribeyes. And it just pops in there and everyone's like, yay. It just appears there. So just the little wires, but that's not gasoline. That's not oil. There's little electricity going through that wire. Then your Tesla breaks down and you need a charge on the side of the road. Guess who shows up? The fucking guy with the diesel generator in his truck, and it charges your fucking car. Where do you think you get the power from these Tesla battery stations? Where do you think that comes from? There's just batteries in there? Yeah. You know, you go to one of those stops on the turnpike and you see like, oh, the Tesla charging stations. Yeah, there's a gas station right there too. That's what powers it. All right. Good talk. Good talk. Good talk. Good stuff. Maybe not all of them, but you know, yeah, we all, I mean, if you know anything, everything around me is because of oil. Everything from every screen, right? I always talk about this, like the side of the monitors. The fucking monitors are plastic. These things are goddamn fucking hollow. This little foam, oil. This plastic, oil. Everything here is oil. You know, the only reason we have Pinkston is because of oil. You know, the woman that where we got her, the Chihuahua, it's because we had a car. We were able to drive the long distance to get her. And it's all because of oil. Energy, power, whatever. All right. Swole card. And then we'll do a throwback. A lot of gems today. Appreciate you guys being here. Hashtag every single day. Let's give away the Swole card right now and then we'll do a throwback. Oh, we know where it's going. I almost forgot. But how could I forget, really? How could I forget? We know where it's going. I remember now. Today's every single day Swole card. Y'all already know it is going to Patrick.
Congratulations!
Yes. You heard it here first. It's rigged. It's milked. Yeah, it's earned. It's earned. Great post. Make sure you go into the Swarmers app and comment on this. Patrick sent us an email to support@swarmers.com. Swole card 3542 in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email. Join the fam today. So make sure you go to the Swarmers app fam after this, which is we're done. We're going to do a throwback and then we're wrapping up. So make sure you go over there and comment on this post and any of the other ones that we've gone over in the last day or two. Make sure you comment and hit the like button, comment. You know, obviously it helps a lot because if someone's putting that stuff out there, it's really important to let them know that it's read, it's heard, and you might get a lot from it. You might be like, yeah, fuck yeah, Patrick, and then keep on scrolling, but he doesn't know. So comment like, hey, awesome work, and hit the like button because it helps a lot. So I know a lot of you watch and you scroll and you see, but remember, you know, the other person only sees what they don't see that you watch. They don't, you know, the app doesn't have, 100 people viewed this or whatever. So make sure that you comment, like the post. And if you have any advice too, a lot of you have, you know, multiple kids and you have a similar struggle and the story hits home. So make sure you go and comment and let them know any advice. And also, let's just get another nip pick. Look at that. Aww. Look at that. Nippy, nippy, nips. Nip, nip, nips. Patrick's nips. Check out Patrick's nips. Thanks for sharing, Patrick. Very nice. Very nice. Nice nips. Nice. Not too red. Perky. Nice. 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 Nice nips.
Wow.
Yeah.
60% of the time, it works every time.
All right.
That doesn't make sense.
Throwback time.
Just read a headline and it said that the Supreme Court is upholding Trump's ban on transgender people.
Trump, as the commander-in-chief, is the head of the military, so he can dictate. Simple. That's the more you know. The more you know. How government works. Oh, perfect timing.
In the military. And I have a question. Actually, I have a proposition.
That is an impressive five-head, I will say.
If one person can come in the comments and tell me what is so scary about transgender people.
It's not about being scary. It's about having a mental disorder.
But it has to be a valid reason, okay?
Oh.
And I'll give you an example of a valid reason. I think you could ban bears from the military, okay?
Matt Damon.
Oh, that was it? I think we could ban bears from the... Yeah, that's important. That's important. I don't think there should be bears in the military. You know what? I'll take that back. Bears have a place in the military, but, you know, mental disorder, men that think they're women and chicks that want to put a dildo down there and, you know, pretend like they're a man. I don't think they should be in the military. So, you know, but I think that bears... I actually disagree wholeheartedly. Now that I'm watching this, I don't know if I covered this the first time when we went over this and this clip was where this edit was taken from, but I don't think that's a bad example. Bears should not be banned from the military. Bears should actually be encouraged. All right, put this out there. Trump shouldn't invoke the Insurrection Act because this needs to stop. You know, for all the lunatic people that are showing out in Minnesota, all the residents are probably like, what the fuck? Anyone that has like a decent brain on their heads is like, these people are insane. Not ICE, but these fucking lunatics rioting in the streets. Because, you know, Minnesota is a hotbed for all this shit. George Floyd, all this crap. Like, it's a shithole, obviously. Like, there's a lot of restructuring and issues there, which is why everyone's coping and all the fraud. And, you know, it's just unraveling and we're watching in real time. But if you instead, let's say Trump invokes the resurrect, I need the sound, the Resurrection Act. It's like, dung, and like Undertaker comes up. Oh my God, it's the Undertaker. You know, Jerry Lawler. Oh my God, it's the Undertaker. The Resurrection Act. All right. The Resurrection Act. The Insurrection Act. Trump should invoke the I'm going to say it again. Now it has to be the Resurrection Act. The Insurrection Act. And then you have like the cages from the first Jurassic Park. Remember the first one when they didn't show you the dinosaurs and they're like standing by the Velociraptor cage and they're like connecting it. And the guy's standing there like, I'm not standing next to a fucking Velociraptor. And then all of a sudden he gets and like dragged in. You're like, oh my God, and he slides. And this like, you don't see the dinosaurs, but you're scared. Like, oh my God, they're so violent. We need those cages. And then they just go and just bears with big, like, you know, into their hair. They're wearing like little bibs or it just says ICE. It's just like shaved into their backs or like a brand. It just says ICE. You have ice bears. Yeah, fuck it. Polar bears. Let's just do it. Ice bears. Just polar bears. You just open that fucking sliding door and then the bears are just like, yeah, good luck running from a bear. They're not going to get tired. A polar bear? No, they want your soul. Good luck climbing a tree. I don't know if polar bears climb trees because they're really not, but I'm sure they could, you know, or, you know, mix it up. Polar bears, black bears, brown, you know, the big ones, the big angry ones. So like brown bears. Yeah. So polar bears and brown bears, just release them. Good luck climbing trees. Good luck running. Good luck anything. You know, Mexican, they like to cook. They like to grill. All right. They're going to smell that shit a mile away. They're all over it. Right? Those quinceañeras, the bears are all over that shit. Too much noise. Too much paella. They're all over it. You're done. You're done. Yeah, Mark said throw in a few hairy gay men just for fun. They come out, they're like, hey, just bears. Wrong type of bears, Mark. Wrong bears. And then you just have like, you have polar bears, brown bears, a couple fat, hairy, you know, or big, jacked, like, you know, hairy gay men. And then you have like Mike Ditka just walking around going, bears. Look, the bears. The bears. That's an old school, man. It's dating myself, but, you know, the bears. The bears. Yeah. So just all the bears and Mike Ditka. Just fucking send them out. And he's just like, bears. Look at the bears. Look at the bears. And the bears are just mauling. But they're trained. I'm still going. I'm riffing here. They're trained. So if you lay down and put your hands behind the bed, the bears are just like, roar, and they don't attack you. So if you run, bears they're going to get you. They're going to get you. Like, you're fucked. They're going to get you. They will. But if you lay down, there's roar, and then you can come over and take the person away. Just let the bears loose, you know, in Chicago. Just let them loose. Like, you know, ICE, you thought ICE was bad. Well, here, come meet the ice bears and just fucking let them loose. A lot of people, like if you just let bears loose, there'd be no protesters because they'd be eaten or they would run. We'll see how many of those liberal women choose the bear when they're fucking charging them down 17th Ave. All right. Anyway, I think that'd be a great idea. Get a couple of moon bears. Those are ferocious. There's a thing called, I'm going to look it up. Moon. I've never heard of that. That sounds scary. Are they from the moon? Like cottage cheese is from a cottage. Moon bears. It says Asian. Oh, so Asian black bear. Oh, That's medium-sized species. And that's pretty horrifying. I don't want medium-sized, though. I want like I want big fucking bears. But then again, if you kind of go with like mix, you might be like, oh, look at the little bear. This one's not that bad. And you're like, oh shit. So that's a good strategy. Are they angry? Largely adapted to an arboreal lifestyle. So trees. So good. We could send them to Oregon. We could send them to Portland. That's good. So we'll send those up there. Let's see what we got here. Good. I'm really going down the bear rabbit hole here. Oh, this is good. Asian black bears are reproductively compatible with several other bear species, so they can reproduce. So that's good. That allows it to just be self-sustaining. So you release them, they'll eat and they'll attack, and then they'll breed, and it's a problem that's easy to solve. I don't know. Oh, see? It's mostly herbivorous. Okay. So, I mean, it doesn't... In contrast to the polar bear, the Asian black bear has a powerful upper body for climbing trees. There we go. Send them to California. Relatively weak hind legs, which are shorter than those of the... okay, so... It's the most bipedal of all bears and can walk upright for over 400 meters. Okay. You're just standing up and just imagine a bear just like, yo, that just got out of hand quickly. All right. All right. Fam, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. All right, this is going off the rails. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the show with your friends. Let's stay not retarded. Make sure you go to the Quality Lifting Center, make those gains. Buy one, get one 50 for merch. Hope you're all doing well. Stay safe. Use your brain cells, all of them, even if you only have 6 or 7. Fucking do it. And yeah, let's keep on getting after it. Appreciate you guys for being here. We will see you tomorrow. By the way, roundtable. Again, just in closing, because we're still here, roundtable tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, only for members. Join us, swolenormousx.com, and we'll talk about all this and whatever else. Free-flowing conversation, no agenda, just going to hang out and talk shop with myself and the rest of the fam. Tomorrow morning, Mark says, whatever the title of this episode is going to be, please include bears. I'll include the bears. All right, sold. You don't got to tell me twice. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow for the roundtable. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swole. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies, you children popping.